Okay, let's just jump right in. If you've ever felt like your modern life is just 50 browser tabs open at once, tons of information, but none of it connecting, then today's deep dive might just be your close all tabs button. We're looking at Dr. Pramod Ambadasrao Pawar's Trans-Deconstruction.
Yeah, and the mission here is really to find a path out of that fragmentation you're talking about.
It's what the source calls the crisis of meaning.
Exactly. I mean, for a long time, post-structuralism, most of it's called deconstruction, did this incredible thing. It opened up the text.
It freed meaning.
It freed meaning, but it also dissolved the center. So you're left with all this amazing multiplicity, but it's just sort of floating in uncertainty, like a map with no North Star.
And that's where Trans-Deconstruction, or TDC, comes in. But wait a minute. If the whole point of deconstruction was to free meaning, isn't reintroducing a center just taking a step backward?
That's the key question, right? But the argument here is that pure dissolution isn't the final goal. The big idea is monism, which says that ultimately reality is singular, it's unified. All that multiplicity we see is real, but it's temporary, and it all comes from one source. TDC uses that as an anchor.
So it's not about restriction, it's about grounding.
It's about grounding it, yeah.
So how does it actually do that? What's the mechanism?
It's all in the core analogy, the pendulum model. Think about how a pendulum moves.
Okay.
Step one is the outward swing. That's where you generate all the ambiguities, the multiple interpretations, all the richness that we got from deconstruction.
Right, but a pendulum has to swing back. It can't just hover out there forever.
Exactly. That's step two, the return to singularity. All those interpretations are drawn back to the core by what Pawar calls the gravitational force of coherence.
A gravitational force. So you explore the divergence, but you're always being pulled back to a point of convergence.
Precisely. And to do that, the theory lays out this triadic textual model. It views a text like a living system.
You got the text as the body, that's the hardware, right? The words on the page, the structure.
And then the mind is the center. That's the software that's organizing meaning and how we perceive it.
And then there's this third, deeper layer, the soul.
The soul, or superconsciousness. Think of it like the unified cloud network that connects everything. It's that highest level of reading where you stop seeing the fragments and you realize the text or the world as one unified whole.
It's funny you mention unifying things because the theory gives us this really startling mathematical formula for resolving opposites, like light and darkness.
The formula of oneness, yeah. 1101.
It sounds abstract, but it connects beautifully. So you have a positive force and a negative force, the one and the Munich one. When they meet, they neutralize.
They become zero, stillness.
Right. And that stillness, that absolute zero, is what reveals the fundamental unity behind it all, the absolute, the final one. Opposition is just a stage before you realize oneness.
So let's bring this home. What does all this philosophy mean for you, for someone navigating the 21st century? We live in an age of digital textuality. We do. Hypertexts, algorithms. Meaning is always expanding outwards. Fragmentation isn't just a literary theory, it's our daily experience.
That's the real relevance here, isn't it?
It is. If algorithms are built to push you into these divergent silos, to only see the one or the -1 TDC gives you a way to find that center again. It's a method to ground yourself in all that digital chaos.
So it takes the messiness of modern life and gives you a map back to coherence, a way to see the whole picture.
Yeah, a pathway back to an integrated view. The theory basically says the whole universe is one big text. The physical world is the surface, and that unifying truth is the superconsciousness.
Which leaves a really interesting question for you to think about. If all texts, scientific, philosophical, spiritual, if they all ultimately converge on one singular truth, what common unified insight do you think that truth actually is?